Okay, so if you're a US citizen living abroad and you're expecting a child, first of all, congratulations. But you've also got a unique, really critical task ahead of you, securing their US citizenship right from day one. In this explainer, we are going to break down the entire process for getting what's called a Consular Report of Birth Abroad, or CRBA.
If that question right there describes you, then you are in the exact right place. We've got you covered. I know this whole process can seem like a huge, complicated puzzle, but we're going to lay out all the pieces for you, making it clear and totally manageable. This is all about making sure your child's U.S. citizenship is officially locked in from the moment they're born.
So, what is a CRBA, really? Well, think of it as the ultimate proof, the golden ticket for your child's U.S. citizenship. It's not the same as the local birth certificate you get from the hospital. No, this is the official document from the U.S. government that says, yes, this child was a U.S. citizen from birth. It's the key that unlocks everything else, like their U.S. passport and all the rights that come with it. So here's our game plan. We've broken this down into 5 simple parts. First, we'll dig a little deeper into the CRBA and its number 1 requirement. Then, we'll talk about what you need to do before the baby is born. After that, we'll cover the application process itself, then the big one, the embassy interview. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you absolutely need to remember. All right, let's dive in. Before we even think about a single piece of paperwork or any forms, there's one fundamental requirement for the U.S. citizen parent. You have to meet this. Seriously, this is the bedrock the entire application is built on. This is what's known as the physical presence requirement. And trust me, it is non-negotiable. The U.S. citizen parent has to prove they were physically in the United States for a grand total of 5 years. And this is a key detail, 2 of those years have to be after they turn 14. You know, the U.S. government really wants to see a substantial, real-life connection to the country. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Your work on this actually begins long before your baby arrives. Getting everything in order during the pregnancy is absolutely key to making the application process go smoothly later on. Let's look at how you can start building your evidence file right now. So, you're going to need to prove the pregnancy and your relationship, and the consular officer will want a really clear paper trail. Start taking photos together throughout the different stages of the pregnancy, and become a meticulous record keeper. Save every single medical document. We're talking prescriptions, lab results, ultrasounds, even the billing receipts. And here's a pro tip that can save you a huge headache. Make sure the name on every single document perfectly matches the name on your passport. Any little difference can cause a major delay. Okay, the baby is here. Congratulations. Now it's go time. The clock starts ticking, and there are a few really important administrative things you need to do pretty much right away to get the ball rolling on the official paperwork. Your first moves here are critical. Step 1. Get that local birth certificate from the official registration office in the country where your child was born. While that's in process, move right on to Step 2. If you're married, you need to get your marriage certificate translated into English and have it notarized. Once you have those documents in hand, you're ready for Step 3, filing the actual application online. The website you're going to want to bookmark is mytravel.state.gov. That's where all the magic happens. You'll create an account, then you'll fill out all the info for your child, for the U.S. parent and for the non-U.S. parent. You'll upload your documents, pay the fee, and then, this is super important, once it's all submitted, you're going to be able to download a summary report. You need to save that file. So, what's this going to cost you up front? Be ready for the initial application fee for the CRBA itself, which is $100. You'll pay that right on the website when you submit everything online. Okay, so you've submitted the application, you've paid the fee, but now comes the most important part of this whole thing, the in-person interview at the U.S. Embassy. This is the final hurdle. It's where all that prep work you've been doing really pays off. So how do you get this all-important appointment? It's actually pretty straightforward. You'll just send an email directly to the U.S. Embassy in the country where your child was born. And the key, the absolute key, is to attach that summary report you downloaded. Remember that? They need it. They should get back to you within a few business days to schedule your date. Okay, for the interview itself, you need to show up with a whole stack of original documents. Let's just run through this checklist. First, and this is a big one, you need Form DS-11, which is for the passport. You have to fill it out completely beforehand, but do not sign it. I'm going to repeat that. Do not sign it. You'll sign it there in front of the consular officer. Then you need originals of everything else: the U.S. parent's birth certificate and all their passports, the non-U.S. parent's ID, the child's birth certificate, your marriage or divorce documents, all those prenatal records you saved, and yep, those family and pregnancy photos. Now, what if one parent can't make it to the interview? This is a really important what-if scenario to plan for. If the U.S. citizen parent can't be there, they must fill out a special form called the DS-3053, which is a statement of consent. And here is the absolutely crucial part. That form, plus photocopies of all their documents, like their passport and birth certificate, have to be notarized by a U.S. notary public. A local notary won't work. This is a very strict requirement. All right, don't forget there's another fee. Besides the CRBA fee you paid online, you're also going to apply for your child's very first U.S. passport during the interview. The fee for that is $135, and you need to pay for it in cash on the day of your appointment. They'll usually take either U.S. dollars or the local currency. Okay, wow, we've covered a ton of ground, from pregnancy photos to notarized forms. So let's just boil this all down to the most important points, the stuff that's really going to set you on the path to a smooth, successful application and interview. I want you to let this quote be your mantra through this whole process. Getting approved isn't about luck, it's about preparation. If you show up with every single document they ask for, and if all of those documents are perfect and in order, you should get approved. It all comes down to being incredibly thorough. So if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your success hinges completely on meticulous preparation and thorough documentation. From saving that very first pharmacy receipt to double-checking every line on every form, your goal is to build a case that is just undeniable. By following these steps and really focusing on the details, you can turn what seems like this massive, complex government process into a totally straightforward path to securing your child's future. The power really is in your preparation, and you are now absolutely ready to navigate this journey with confidence.